Are you ready for the heavyweight championship of the world? Are you ready?
Here's speaking of fun. Here's the most fun that we're gonna have. The fun part is actually guessing who did they block off. Like, why would you choose to give us the next 3 weeks of Verzuz and then omit, your main event 3 days before the Fourth of July holiday?
And it's going to be at the Essence Festival.
All right, so that tells you a lot if you understand Essence.
Yes.
Crowd.
If you
now that you mentioned that,
for some of our listeners who may not know what Essence Festival is, it's a big festival they have. It's a 2-weekend festival in New Orleans that they have every year, and that's when they bring in a lot of musical talent of old and young, and you just 2-3 days worth of music, food, acts. It's down in New Orleans, so I'm going to assume it's going to be R&B.
Well, you know what? I wish I would have known that prior, because now that I'm looking at Essence, I'm like, okay, some of these acts that I'm naming don't fit the Essence profile, but I'm just gonna stick with what I got. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back and forth. I don't have a coin with me. I'm not gonna do a coin toss. So you want to go first or second?
Yeah. Okay.
You pick one. What you want to do, first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, so what'll happen is you give me a matchup that you think is a possibility, and then I'll go, and then we'll do that 3 times. Hopefully, out of the 6 matchups we present, that ends up happening on July 1st, and we'll circle back to this video to see if we were right. So, round 1, who you got?
Round 1, this has been floating around for the longest. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out. Usher versus Chris Brown.
And then what other reason other than it's been floating around the longest do you have?
It's just been justify floating around. Okay, it's been floating around. Everybody in the musical, everybody who watches Verzuz wants to see it. It's just going to be, I think this would definitely be the biggest viewed Verzuz of all time. It's kind of like that, Usher, they both kind of had the same pathway. If you think about it, like they both started very young,
very similar,
both grew in the industry. It's almost like the changing of the guard, where Usher had it and he kind of it passed down, and I just think this is the perfect time to do it. Essence Festival. This is the first. They didn't have it last year due to COVID and quarantine. You bringing it back?
It'll be a nice way to get some eyeballs on the festival.
Oh, definitely.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push with your Usher selection, but I'm gonna change out one. And if I would have known about the Essence angle, I'm not gonna lie, I would have changed it. But I'm not gonna adjust my notes. So just know I didn't know about the Essence factor. But I'm going with Usher versus JT, Justin Timberlake. Let me tell you why. If you paid attention to the last Verzuz with Swiss versus Timbaland, you kind of you saw some commotion on stage when Justin Timberlake's catalog was brought up. Swizz was under the influence, drunk words, sober thoughts. He said, hey, if you love Black music, we want you on the stage. So I think they have been doing something to where they've been trying to negotiate to bring him, and he's kind of been pulling out. And I think the fact that he was called out publicly, he's in a rush to defend himself and step on the Verzuz stage. So that is playing a factor into my decision, mainly because Swizz called him out, and I'm pretty sure they handled this situation behind closed doors, and I wouldn't be surprised if they already signed the contracts. So I got Usher versus Justin Timberlake. You have Usher versus Chris Brown. If Usher ends up on stage with somebody else, we'll split the difference, and we'll say that we were. I'll share my 50, you share your 50, and we were both 100% right. So
okay.
Next up, my next pick kind of fits Essence a little bit more, but you want to rotate and I go first this time?
Sure.
All right. So let's hear me out. It's 4th of July weekend. I don't even know if it falls on a weekend this year. I think it does. I don't have a calendar in front of me. But when I think of 4th of July, the artist that I think of the most, they used to literally call him like Mr. Box Office because he always had movies coming out 4th of July. I think of Will Smith. And I think that's the main person that warrants you blocking him out because he's so big that they would have to like block him out and censor his name on social media. So 4th of July, I got Will Smith versus LL Cool J. Both of these guys have a heavy summer catalog. LL Cool J was mentioned in the last verses as well. So Swiss brought him up when they played Headsprung.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure there's an inside joke there that we don't know about. Once again, Will Smith has the power that warrants you censoring him on the poster, and they'll probably have him, make an announcement on his social media. The only other person I could think of is Jamie Foxx, but Jamie Foxx and Will Smith don't match up. But I could see Will Smith and LL Cool J. Even though I think it'll kind of be a knock on LL Cool J or whatever, because that's not, a lot of people don't consider Will Smith like real hip hop or whatever. But that's star power that I feel like it kind of fits the Essence Festival. His wife was literally in an Essence Festival movie. So this ties into all of that. So I got Will Smith versus LL Cool J.
Wow. Oh, wow. Those two people never came up on.
It's a creative pick.
Yeah, neither one of them was anywhere close to my imagination as far as when I thought about matchups. So I mean that's very interesting.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. And if it happens, man, I watch it.
If it happens, I'm getting a lot of cool points because I did some research on some possibilities. But at the end of the day, I'm more so thinking, okay, who's big enough for you to pull them off the poster? It's either going to be a producer, just because Tim and Swiss respect producers that much that to them, oh, we can't put this person on the flyer just because it's that big. Or it's going to be somebody that the world thinks is humongous. And Will Smith has that type of star power where it's like, we got to wait closer to the date to announce this. So who you got?
So I went rap as well. And we're in the city of New Orleans. So with that being said, I think this was going to be the first camp versus camp versus.
That would be nice. I already know where you're going.
No Limit.
Yeah.
Versus Cash Money.
Yep.
I think that being that we're bringing it back to New Orleans, it's going to be at the Essence Festival. I think Master P, I think Baby, I think that they can put whatever little differences they had. And matter of fact, they did an interview together. So whatever little beef or squabble they had prior, I think is resolved now. And
I think that may have been resolved. Like I just remember a couple BET Award like shows ago, like where Master P went on stage and said it was all love to them. So
yeah.
Something may have come up throughout the years.
But I know they had an actual sit down.
Yeah, I felt like
sit down.
Yeah,
so,
I felt like a lot. Yeah, I think this is possible, and I don't think any beef would stop it from happening.
I think this would be, again, maybe one of the biggest viewed battles ever. No Limit ran it, and Cash Money came and took it. So this is the perfect time to do it. Perfect time to do it.
So with that, it feels like, you know what? Now that you bring that up, it could be that they're just censoring the name because they don't want to take focus away from the Bow Wow and the Eve thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, certain people will be like, I'm just gonna wait till July 1st. I don't got time for this, So it could be that.
Yeah.
I like that pick. Third pick, I'll let you go back to back like I did. I'll let you do the honors of getting last up.
Okay, cool. Seeing that we have already, I think that Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire set a tone. Their music is beloved throughout time, and that is my favorite battle so far. So, being that we're in Essence Festival, being that this is about music, I'm thinking the OJs versus Frankie Beverly and Maze. I think it's another Here Are Your Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Your music is timeless. You have some of the greatest music ever created. Here's the time. We're going to put you on Front Street. We're going to put you in front of our Essence crowd. Show the world, show the young kids why we love why we love R&B, why we love music today. I think that this is perfect. This would be a perfect time for that to happen, because when I think about Jazz in the Garden down in Miami and the Funk Fests and things like, we always see like a Charlie Wilson on these things. So people are appreciating older music and the people who paved the way before them. So I really think it's going to be maybe the OJs and Frankie Beverly, or a group or somewhere, some person or people from that time era.
Yeah, don't hedge your bet. It actually sounds pretty good. Sounds better than my last pick. My last pick would do box office numbers, but I just don't see this being likely. Now that once again, I didn't go into this preparation knowing that it was going to be themed around or set at Essence Festival.
Okay.
But I did. I'm looking at more people that warrants. Oh, you got to censor that. That's too big, and we're not going to lose promotion if we keep this a secret. Certain people in this industry, if you keep their information under wraps, it actually brings you more publicity. And the first person that I'm naming is Jay-Z has that element to him. Like, that's why Beyonce and him always drop stuff last minute without any promotion. So Jay-Z versus Nas, I feel like that's something that people have been waiting for since the early 2000s. When Ether dropped, we just always been waiting for that boxing match that never happened. I do see Jay-Z getting more comfortable with talking to the press now, to where I feel like, maybe. But the same rules that apply for Will Smith apply for Jay-Z, to where it's like he's a little bit too big for promotion, to where you kind of need to keep that under wraps. So I don't think he's above accepting an invitation to Verzuz, especially since it's doing so much for the culture right now. So once again, this is something that people have been waiting for. If I had to change this, well, we'll get into honorable mentions after. Like, out of everything that I think is the most likely to happen, it's my number one pick. It's the Usher's going to be involved some shape or form, I think, when it comes to Essence. And I agree with you on that. I don't necessarily think it'll be the Chris Brown element, but definitely I feel like Usher, I think they're 50-50 on if they want to pair him up with Chris Brown or pair him up with Justin Timberlake. So yeah, but I also don't see them putting Justin Timberlake on Front Street during Essence Festival. No, yeah, so
not at Essence Festival.
If you had to do an honorable mention off the top of your head, who you got?
I probably would think. I think they would definitely go R&B.
Yep.
I think
I'm gonna tell you who
maybe bring back Drew Hill, because they have
that. I don't feel like you would block that though.
But again, I think, I don't know.
That's Drew Hill isn't. If you put Drew Hill on the poster, and I love Drew Hill, if you put Drew Hill on a poster versus, I don't honestly, if you erase the censorship, people may feel underwhelmed. Like, what? I thought y'all was bringing out Michael Jackson or Whitney.
Yeah.
I feel like you have that. If you're talking about Essence, man, New Edition are like the stepchildren of Essence Festival.
Absolutely.
So maybe New Edition versus Boyz II Men. Maybe JD.
I don't want to see that.
I want to see it. We already talked about this, but these are my honorable picks. Leave me alone. But
you already know why I say it.
I already know.
I'd rather see Jodeci and Boyz II Men.
I feel you, but the New Edition is so structured they can't go up against anyone else. So it's like, I feel you, but maybe New Edition versus Boyz II Men, or I feel like if you censor that and then you remove the sticker to say this is who we got, nobody's gonna feel underwhelmed. And also the fact that you had SWV, come on, right? Right after that, you had SWV come on, JD and the Brat gave cameos. Right after that, Bow Wow all of a sudden is comfortable with the idea of verses. So I think they talk, and I think they've been talking amongst each other to where maybe JD is that July 1st date. He has a lot of Essence music. I don't know who you would pair him up with. I don't think Puff Daddy's a good match, but I think if you go under Puff Daddy, you're setting somebody up to get washed.
My only thing about when I think about Puff, it's only two people I think about, Puff and Jay-Z. Puff, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. The reason why I say this, because they are so, when you think about when Beyonce did the was it Coachella that she did?
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't the highest paid artist on Coachella. However, she thought about that for a reason. I don't have to be the highest paid because I'm gonna use the footage from Coachella. I'm gonna make that into
parlay it into
a Netflix special.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I know Jay-Z and that they're very business orientated. So will they be able to make it that they get a, because they're going to want a big cut. They're going to want a percentage.
They're going to be creative. I mean, look at the last, when I think of Puff Daddy and Essence Festival, he parlayed his performance into a scene in Girls Trip.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll find a way to make it work for them. I'm just saying that I think stay off those names. I think it's more JD is probably primed for honorable mention to like, I think he would be open to it because Bow Wow just went up. The Brat just did a cameo. SWV just went up. And every time that happens, he gets royalties from all those songs. And
Escape.
What did I say?
SWV.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. All right. So
yeah.
He gets royalties from all those songs.
Absolutely.
And he's like, oh, this is doing great for my catalog. Why don't I just go up myself? So I think he may go up against somebody. I just don't know who. And that would replace my Nas versus Jay-Z pick. I just don't think that's likely. This is my thing about the Jay-Z and Nas. If it was Jay-Z and Nas, I think they would do it more in a New York setting than they would anywhere else. That's why I'm like, remember, I'm like, I didn't know this was at play. So I'm like, I feel you. I'm not going to argue with that.
But I'm really leaning toward that Usher, man, because I think, or like you said, I see Usher. We're talking about honorable mentions. I definitely see the New Edition.
Yeah,
I see that.
I just think those are like they help build Essence. Like Essence was like not really that even. It wasn't popping until they started really showcasing New Jack Swing artists. And there's footage online when everybody kept saying, "Oh, Bobby's still performing, Ralph is still performing." That started selling tickets for them. So I'm like, okay, if they're doing Essence, maybe it feels like New Jack Swing kind of like built that whole movement, kind of like helped build up Essence to what it is today. So if you're looking for people to promote off of that banner, it's like, okay, maybe New Edition might be involved in some shape or form. I would like to see that.
Yeah. I think those are good picks. Those are good picks. I like it. I don't hate it.
Watch us be completely
totally wrong.
So now I'm anxious to come back and see, but enough about what we think.